guys, I'm Ray.
And I'm Jason.
And this week we are in Petoskey, Michigan, and we get to be here during the beautiful Midge bloom. Sounds great. It's a horror scene over here. So if you don't know what midges are, you're gonna learn with us because we discovered they are disgusting black little bugs and they can't fly very well, so when it's windy out they just land on anything that protects them from the wind.
And out here, that's our RV. And of course it's the door side of the RV and it shifts during the day, but no matter what, they're everywhere.
Yeah, so we're gonna show you our tactic that we've been using over the last couple days to get in and out. Yeah, should be fun. Okay, ready? First step is we open the door a little and we just open and close it, because then they fly. They get all upset and they freak out and they fly away. We give it a couple seconds.
And then...
Ready?
Go.
Oh my goodness. Look at the truck. So then you have to move into the wind to protect yourself from them.
Yeah, because they get blown away. Yeah, but look at the non-wind side of our RV.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, they don't even care.
Yeah, so that's the current situation. So we're gonna take shelter in the car and tell you what we're gonna do this week. Alright, so yeah, that's the midge situation. Not pleasant, but to be honest, not as awful as you would think. They're just annoying. They don't bite and they're gonna die off pretty quickly, we were told. Although our neighbor was pretty frustrated about it because they pulled in their travel trailer set up, and from her screen door she saw me outside and yelled, "Is this normal?" And I didn't see their plates or where they were from, so I said, "We're not from here, but we've been told this is normal." And she's like, "Yeah, this is gonna ruin my weekend." And I was like, "Yeah, I could see that, you know, that really sucks." And then we went on a bike ride, and when we came back, they were gone. So that does suck, and it made us appreciate a little bit more that we get to do this full time, because we were thinking, wow, if this was our 3-day weekend, our vacation, and this ruined it, like that would really suck. So in a way, we actually hated the midges less after that and just we're still trying to have a really good time. So with that said, we actually extended our stay at this park. We were supposed to leave today. We were only going to be here over the 3-day holiday weekend, and now we are staying 2 or 3 more nights.
3 more nights. It's a really, really nice park. It's like right on the bike path, right on the lake. Our site is lakefront, and so we were just really questioning how we got that last minute here in Michigan on a holiday weekend, and now we know.
Yeah, it's the midges.
Yeah, and I mean, it's also another reason for extending our stay is we don't know how to get them off of our RV. So like we can't bring in the slides because they're slow and dumb, and they'll just smash in our slide.
I'm sure we could like hose them down.
Yeah, but there's so, I know, and
we
I'm
just
sure,
didn't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's where we're at with the midges and our park. So we are still going to make the best of it, still having a great time. And when you're actually like out on your bike, we just have to remember to keep our mouths closed.
You run into swarms, they pelt you in the face.
Yeah, yeah.
I duck my head, the hat keeps them out of my eyes.
Yeah, my glasses have saved me a couple times actually, because you hear they're like tink, 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 tink. Anyway, so today...
So is life.
Yeah. So today we are just doing a little bit more exploring since we have the extra time, and we're loving this area. By the way, I don't know if we've said it, I don't think we have, but we are loving Michigan. I feel like there's not a lot of information out there on Michigan and the states that we'll be going to this summer in the Midwest, so I'm really excited to highlight these places. I know that there's plenty of other people that have been to the areas that we're going to be going to, but I don't know. I just feel like it's normally the coasts that are highlighted, you know, the East Coast and then the West Coast, and like that whole middle piece just never really gets the attention it deserves. So today it's going to rain, so we decided this would be a good day for a scenic drive. I know that doesn't sound like it goes hand in hand, but we are on, what is this?
The Tunnel of Trees.
Yes, and someone messaged this.
Yeah, someone who follows us on Facebook or Instagram, and if you don't, you should become one of those people. We have more up-to-date information there.
Yes.
Saw that we were in this area and recommended the Tunnel of Trees, so we're checking it out, and it's beautiful.
So we are going to show you this scenic drive, and I don't know, we're just gonna try and maybe find a place for lunch, or
just kind of take the day.
Show you these towns up here because they are so stinking cute. So it started to sprinkle just a little bit, but we saw this place and we definitely want to head in. So it's called the Legs Inn, and it's called that based on the stove legs that are on the roofline here. We'll get a better shot of those too. But this place so far seems really interesting. It was actually built by a Polish immigrant who came here in 1912 and then settled here in 1921. Am I repeating this sign perfectly?
Yeah, sounds good.
And then all through the 1930s, he built this inn with help of the local community, which at the time was Native Americans. All the stones and the wood used is local, and it's called a local oddity for, I guess, what it looks like on the inside.
Yeah, he liked to carve wood, and I guess he lived until he was 80 something, and he passed away in 1968, but up until his dying day he was still making curious wood carvings.
Yes.
So outside, I mean, we already have two of them here. It's like totem pole-ish type oddities, but
and a teepee.
Yeah, but it looks like on the inside there's going to be way more curious stuff. So I think let's get out of the rain and grab some lunch and check it out.
They also serve Polish food here, so I'm excited to give that a try. Guys, so we are about to go on a bike ride because it is a beautiful day, hence the helmet. However, we realized that we were probably so consumed with telling you about the midges before that we didn't even tell you where we are this week. So we are in
Magnus City Park.
Magnus City Park.
Magnus Park
Run by the city.
Run by the city.
Okay.
The city of Petoskey, Michigan.
Yeah, Petoskey or Petoskey. We still haven't figured it out yet. So anyway, this park is $30 a night. We have 30 amp with water. We do not have sewer hookups. They do have 50 amp spots that are up here along the tree line, but we decided that 30 amps would be no problem because it hasn't been too hot lately, so it's not like we need to run both ACs. And we wanted the 30 amp spot because right across is the lake, which is totally blown out right now, but that's okay.
We feel like city parks are one of those like forgotten things, just like our county fairgrounds tip. So if you're ever looking for a site and you can't find one in an area, check for county fairgrounds or city parks.
Yes, and we're pretty excited about this site because we learned that these, like where we are right now, used to be tent sites. So they have numbered sites which are for RVs, but then they have lettered sites which are for, which are for tent campers. However, they changed them. They added electrical boxes and they changed them to RV sites. So they're surprisingly bigger, we've noticed. When we take a walk and we look at the RV sites, the tent sites are bigger. So we're in
B.
But in my opinion, D, which is at the corner here, is the best site because you can actually pull in sideways. So our RV is just facing head on to the lake, but you can have your door side facing the lake because it's a corner site. It's really weird how it's laid out. It makes sense for tents, but yeah, anyway. So if you do come here, I would see if D is available.
Yeah, definitely.
It looks like the best site.
So the other thing is, on the other side of these bushes are a wastewater treatment facility, which we were a little concerned about, but there's been absolutely no smell. Actually, I feel like in lots of campgrounds we get more smell from like their sewage pits, but
yeah.
And the wind has been blown directly from it to us, so it's not like the wind is blowing it away. There's absolutely no smell from this treatment plant, which is how they're supposed to work.
Yeah, we were pretty nervous when we were looking at the park map. We even debated getting a site, like an RV site that's way down there on the other end, and I'm so glad we didn't because we have this great view and there's absolutely no smell. So even though D is technically the closest site to the wastewater facility, you won't know it. And they have, obviously right behind us, you can see a wall of trees. So if you had never told me that, I would have never even known that we were right next to a waste management site. We just wanted to give you that quick update about where we're staying this week. And now, since it's a beautiful day, we're gonna take out the e-bikes and we're gonna go to Petoskey to show you how cute this little town is.
Yeah, and I'm super excited about these bikes once again. I mean, Michigan is very bikeable, and then I actually bruised my ribs the other day, which we're not going to tell you how because I will not admit on camera how.
It's gonna sound, if you run into us in person and you watch this vlog, we will tell you what happened. However, it's not a big deal. It's just not something that we fully want to admit on camera to document. Yeah.
So anyway, once again, the e-bike really helped. Petoskey has a bunch of hills, and so I'm glad for the assistance getting up them with my hurt ribs.
Yeah, so we also looked up how long it takes for bruised ribs to heal, and it says it can take up to 6 months depending on the injury. So you may or may not have Jason just grunting in the background of videos for the next 6 months.
Excellent.
Excellent. Let's go. Guys, we made it to Petoskey, but we are stopping really quickly at Tap 12:30 poorhouse for a little appetizer and maybe a brewski, but we heard that they have something here called tachos, which are tater tots, but nacho toppings. So we're very intrigued. So we had to stop here before we show you the rest of the town. All right, how were your tachos?
They were delicious, and I would get them again. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 would eat again.
Not your mother's tachos.
No, definitely not. Anyway, Tap 30 is right behind us. So right across the street is this, it's kind of like a memorial park.
Oh, it's like Greenway. It looks like it used to be the railroad tracks went through here.
Right, but it says right there, Blue Star Memorial.
Okay. Sure. Anyway.
So, anyway, we were looking at this cannon. Oh, there it is. And read this plaque, and now Jason's gonna regurgitate the information.
What I remember of it.
Yeah.
All right, so this is one of the cool things about traveling in your RV is you run across things that you don't expect and just find to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So this cannon is from the ship, the USS Hartford, which was the flagship of Admiral Farragut, which is the first U.S. admiral, is what this sign says. And so he was promoted to admiral during the Civil War, and he took his fleet through to take Mobile Bay from the Confederates. Mobile.
You're gonna tell Kyle you said it wrong.
Took Mobile Bay from the Confederates, and I guess he tied himself to the mast of his ship, so he was above the smoke from all the cannons. He was the person that coined the phrase, "damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead." So if you ever heard that, that's from him. And it's all the way up here in Petoskey, Michigan.
Yeah.
So a cannon from a ship famous for its battle in Alabama,
Yeah.
is in this Greenway Memorial Park area in downtown Petoskey. So you never know what you're going to learn. We've heard a lot about, the Confederates and the battles down there when we were down there, but you don't think to read about it up here. And it's just really cool because it adds little pieces of the story and shows, like, as large as this country is, how small it is.
Yes.
So, it's moving day. The midges haven't died. Well, a lot of them have died.
Inside.
And outside. I've seen like piles of midges, but they're being born faster than they're dying.
So we got out the air compressor and we tried to blow them off, and it just wasn't enough pressure. So
and then they land right back.
Yeah, they land immediately after. So we have opted for the hose because they don't land immediately on the wet surface. Some of them do, and then they kind of get stuck, which is still gross, but
yeah,
we're getting a lot more off. So we did one slide. We did our back living room slide. Jason rinsed it down and wiped it off with our trash towel, and then I pushed the button inside and we bring in the slide. So not ideal because there's still some water dripping off the slide once you bring it in, but I wiped it down inside a little bit more.
Yep. And the reason we're doing this is because they're so dumb that when you bring in the slides, they just die in the slide seal. So we want to limit the number that die.
Right.
In the
Yeah,
slide seal.
we like tested it out and they don't move at all. It's a gross situation. So we're gonna show you how ridiculous this process is, but we can't think of anything better right now. So we've made it on the road. There's Midge flying. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, and we made it through the Midge storm to pull in the slides and put our water and electric away, which was disgusting. I definitely swallowed one. And then we dumped our tanks because our site didn't have sewer hookup, and we're on the road. We went through a little bit of traffic, which was stressful. No?
Yeah, a little stressful.
Okay, a little stressful. They were rerouting people off their main highway through the downtown area. We are now on the road and we are heading to Mackinac to Straits State Park. Is that what it's called? Okay. And we're really hoping there aren't midges there, or at least not as many, but no promises. So we're gonna take you along so you can find out with us. And I'll be filming as we go across the Mackinac Bridge, because a couple weeks ago when I posted on Facebook asking for recommendations in this area, someone said, I've lived in Michigan my whole life, but I've never been across the bridge. Can you please film it? So that's why we're gonna film it. So you can see the bridge as well. But we're about 20 miles, only 15 miles out. So shouldn't be very long here. All right, here's the bridge. This sign says RVs and trailers go 20 miles an hour because it's windy. High winds, reduced speed. RVs and trailers 20 miles an hour. Doesn't look that windy. The flags aren't blowing that much. Oh my goodness. How do you feel?
Nervous.
Nervous?
Well, yeah, when you see a sign that says high winds go 20 miles an hour.
Right. I get it. How does the RV feel though?
Like it's full of midges.
Oh, okay. It's beautiful though. Look at this view. Wow. You're doing good.
Thanks.
We're officially on the Upper Peninsula.
Yay.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I'm hopeful for there's no midges up here.
hopefully.
Yeah. Still gotta pay the toll, the troll toll.
The troll toll. So, I'm proud of Jason. Good job.
Thanks.
Sorry, mind your way.
Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna pay this troll toll and then show you our spot, because it's only like a mile from here and I'm very excited about it. Well, what do you think?
Well, I think this site's alright.
Oh my goodness, this is amazing. And way back there is Mackinac Bridge. Look at that. I have to say, I think this is our best spot ever.
Absolutely.
Have we been anywhere better?
I don't think so.
State Park in Georgia, outside of Savannah, was probably my #1, but this might have just knocked it out of its spot.
Yeah.
State parks are awesome, and I feel like a lot of people think that you can't go to them in big rigs, and while that's not true, it's not necessarily the size that you can't fit, it's the fact that you probably won't have hookups. For example, this spot has no hookups, so we're literally just paying for a huge grass field with an awesome view. And you know, obviously to be at the state park with the amenities that they offer with their biking and hiking trails and stuff. This is the reason that we wanted to upgrade to a really awesome battery system, and why we'll be upgrading to solar very, very soon. We actually wanted to install our solar before we got here, and we were unable to because of the midges. It was just too miserable to get up on the roof and install solar when it already is probably going to be a stressful experience because it's something we've never done and it's drilling into the roof, which is nerve-wracking. We're just glad to be here for the couple nights that we can be, just going off of our batteries. Anyway, I also wanted to touch on another topic really briefly, and that is, I feel like this vlog was, look how beautiful this place is, look how beautiful that place is, RV life is amazing, look at these opportunities we have, which is all very true. But I think like what wasn't showcased this week was me personally. Like, I had a bad week. I was in a bad mood most of the time, and I think with camping season picking up, we're getting a lot of new viewers, which is very exciting because it introduces us to a lot of new people that are normally always positive. But with those like increases in views, we do get a little spike in the negativity as well, which yeah, it can eat at you. So I'd have to say after a week I'm feeling a lot better, but that stuff really isn't shown. So I just want you guys to know that and to keep that in mind, that these type of experiences are really about what you make them. So even though I did want to probably stay in bed and not leave the RV last week, you know, it was really Jason who said, no, let's go on the bikes, let's get out, and that did make me feel better. So things happen. Like, we argued about where to park the trailer just now, but you don't see that. We don't turn on the camera for that. But I just want you to be aware of it. If you're looking at this lifestyle, remember to learn to control your emotions. Know that bad days still happen. It's really just all about how you handle that.
Yeah, sometimes we feel like we're in, like, especially this week, like the TV show The Good Place, where it's like, if you haven't seen it, you should watch it.
Yeah, it's good.
Don't want to spoil it, but like it feels like that every once in a while. Like, oh, we have this big, beautiful bayfront view, and then I'm getting bit by mosquitoes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, update on the midges. They're here as well, but so are the mosquitoes, so we get double the bugs.
They're not the same midges though that are just covering our RV, so I don't know, I guess not yet. We'll see. Hopefully,
but that has significantly decreased. They're still here, not as much. So yeah, anyway, that's just another example of with the bugs, how you handle it. Like, it's a little thing, but it can be very annoying. Anyway, so I just wanted to keep it real with you guys, because that's what we try and do. We show you the good, but we also try and remind you of the bad, and it's all about your attitude. So we are actually going to turn off this camera, enjoy this view, and just kind of chill out, because it's the weekend and we are ready to relax. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to join our Getaway gang. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys. We finished at, what's that restaurant called?
Legs In.
Legs In. You stick your right leg in.
Don't.
It is a beautiful day.
I'm Jason. I got one line.
And you messed it up. So this is Magnus State Park?
Nope.
What is it?
Magnus Park. It's a city park.
I'm gonna look up the actual name. I think it has the name state in it.
No, because that would be a state park. This is...
You're right? Alright, how are your...
The person that coined the phrase, like, damn the tapete.